Okay, I've tried so many different strategies, and I'm just gonna say screw it, and I'm just gonna keep going with this one. I am throwing literally everything at this boss. Everything. In hopes it's still there, and it is. I don't know if it's getting attacked, or if it's so focused on what's above it, but I am literally throwing everything. I am literally throwing everything at this guy. I'm throwing everything at him. I'm throwing everything. I don't care anymore. I've spent so much time on this series, I just don't care anymore. The thing is, I even changed my settings, and it's not doing anything. Yeah. I'm throwing everything at him. I'm throwing everything at him. This is the last episode. I'm done. I've done so many things. So many things. Like this. This is by far. Like, other people have beaten this with fewer creatures because they were able to put in the time. I need to move on from this series. And the thing is, I need to move on. I've spent so much time on it already. I need to move on. I need to move on from this series. I will challenge this series again. I will challenge Arc Omega again, but right now, Arc Omega's got the win right now. Like, no joke, is legitimately got the win right now, and I'm at my wit's end right now. I was wanting to end this on a good note, fighting this bastard, but and he bit me out of the air. I'm throwing everything at him. Because it's not because of a comment I got. It's because I'm really itching to beat this guy so I can finish this series properly by fighting Darkness and Zodiac. But because I have been really limited on time and not being able to spend a hell of a lot of time to gather paragons, to do everything, I need to move on. I hope you guys understand that. but I really need to move on with this series. Right now, it's beating me. I will fully admit, it is beating me. And I can't. This is it. This is it. For those who don't understand, who haven't even bothered to go watch the very first episodes of this series, I first played Arc Omega long before I had any updates. And I didn't get to nowhere near as far. So even if I did not win, I still count this as an achievement. That I've made it this far. Even if I made some slight changes towards the end, obviously making those slight changes in the end when I shouldn't have also screwed me. Because I've redone that boss fight several times, and it's literally gotten me nowhere. I noticed at one point that we did a significant amount of damage, but he just re-healed. And literally after that, blast here, blast there, he just wiped everybody out. Everything that I had that was to stop him, to turn him to stone, to hit him with the siren. I even got the siren potions. Like, to be honest with you, yeah, it's beaten me. I'll fully admit a loss. If I had more time, I've literally put 2,000 hours. 2,000 solid hours into this. Before I started Arc Omega, I had a little over 9,000 hours. And now I have 11,500 or so, maybe more, hours on Arc. And I need to move on. I need to start a new series. Like this, like a new modded series before ASA comes out. I need to move on. I can't focus on Arc Omega anymore. I've spent so much time on it, and the fact that here we are all this way, and here I am back at the starter base yet again. This is where we started everything. And then not long after that, we went and searched for a base after we tamed some creatures. And we didn't even tame any ocean creatures, because look, there's a dimensional megalodon right there. Like, I had so many plans to do it, and nothing went my way in the end. And yeah, doing it the way that I did it made it obviously very difficult, and made it really challenging. And I should have spent the time I had trying to gather souls and whatever else for kibble. I should have spent most of that time and I got killed by a golem. I should like I spent so much time. I'm just gonna spawn right here back here again. I shouldn't have to worry about getting attacked this time. But I spent so much time on this mod. And don't get me wrong, as grindy as it is, I do love it. And the thing is, it was on default settings. Like, majority of it was default settings. And I ended up listening to a little bit of criticism, but changing the settings now would be like absolutely no point. There was literally no change. And it made everything so much more difficult. I basically used up all my best guys, used everything up, and it's all done. It's all done. All of it's gone. Am I blaming it on the person who commented? No. I was wanting to end this up on episode 50 with Zodiac and Darkness, but no. No matter how I was gonna do it, I knew I wasn't gonna get enough Paragons. I knew I wasn't gonna get enough Paragon Breakers, and I was attempting to do so many things that I heard that were so good that may at some point seem like overpowered, that might have gotten nerfed, that all these different armors and different weapons, I just didn't start literally utilizing them until towards the end, when other people made use of them right at the very beginning. Like, I'm sitting here in the shack trying to prevent myself from getting attacked by a golem or whatever that's out there. But I'm ready to move on to the next series. I'm ready to move on. I've been so wanting to tackle Dox, and even if Dox ends up with me losing again, that's fine. I'm gonna play that until I get to the end. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing it so much more different than I played it here. But in the end, when it comes down to the final boss, that Titan Overlord, the cloning thing is gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna clone creatures. It's gonna happen. It's basically a requirement. Clone your best creatures, which will help save you from having to spend hours grinding to evolve them again. That's obviously, you have a slim chance of that ever happening. And even if I play it on a map that I played on several times before, it's not going to change anything. I'm still going to get my ass handed to me. The fact is, I'm stayed up late doing this. And I spent hours since I got home, even happening to leave, and then coming back, and literally spending another 3 hours trying. Throwing everything. That last couple times was like the last straw. That's literally all of my best guys. Every single one. All of them. All of them. And it's mostly, all of this is mostly my fault. Mostly my fault. Listen to me. Mostly my fault because I made jokes about not going after Paragons right away. I made jokes not trying to do the quests right away. That is my fault. I didn't make the choice to go after uniques right away when I should have, because apparently the uniques are very flippin' useful. But, like, I didn't even have enough to upgrade Solar to Godlike. Solar was still an Omega. But the series is done. I'm saying goodbye to Arc Omega for right now. Like, when I first played it, I got nowhere near this far. I didn't even fight the first boss when I first played it. I was spending a lot of time trying to get the best stats in my guys at some point before I inevitably lost my safe file because of an update and everything else that flippin' happened around the time. And then I made the decision that I was going to come back to this mod and play it, and try and play it all the way through. Unlike most people who have that time, I do not. I am one of those people who get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how many times I have to repeat that. I get up at 3 a.m. I should be asleep right now. But I also have another thing I gotta do yet. And I gotta stay up for another 30 minutes to do that. Or I get up at 2 o'clock. And then I record it. Then upload it. And then upload this episode, which is going to be the final, where I throw everything at Sin and I lose. I lose everything. Arc Omega right now has beaten me. And I'm choosing to end it. I'm choosing to end this series now. Because I threw everything at Sin, and Sin defeated me. In the future, when I go take a look at this mod again, I'm gonna do it proper. I'm gonna do it better than how I did it here. Even if I still do the whole army thing, that still isn't gonna change anything. It's only gonna help for certain fights, and it's not gonna help me for the end fight. That I do know. That would be me with one of my best guys and another best guy on my shoulder with all the rest of my best guys. Hopefully with all 100 Paragons, even with hybrids and uniques helping me out in the last fight. Guys, I hope you understand this. I hope you enjoyed this series for the most part. I know it was really frustrating towards the end and not exactly the greatest thing to watch, apparently to the last person who commented. But I'm not, like, how I play. You guys seen in Primal Fear, I used an army of my best guys to fight. And if I even got dismounted and still died around the same time Pycon died, we still counted that as a win, even though I didn't get the little club, torch club or whatever you get. But this is the last episode. I'm gonna literally reset everything. I'm gonna reset everything. Everything's going to be reset. So yeah. Everything's gonna be reset, all the stats are gonna be reset, everything's gonna be reset. And I'm gonna redo everything, and I'm going to record the first episode of Docs, but you ain't gonna see it for a while. Which means I'm gonna have pre-recorded episodes of Docs up at some point. Because after this, you're gonna see nothing but Aberration, Crystal Isles, and Fjordor. And like I said with Fjordor, as long as I beat the Alpha Fenrir, I'll count that as a win, whether I legitimately become worthy of Mjolnir on that map or not. As long as I get 200 runes and I beat the Alpha Fenrir, that's good enough for me. But anyway, guys, this is goodbye to Arcomega for now. Third time's the charm, but the third time will come later in the future. So peace. Sayonara.